Welcome back to Jammin' Games. I am Steven. He is Wyatt. Blue-white control on the left, humans on the right. This is a matchup I don't really like as humans. It's a grindy matchup, which means you have to play well, and generally I lose those.
Don't you have to play fast? I feel like you have to play fast.
If you're humans?
Yeah.
I don't know. If you're in the finals, you can do what you want to. Take your time. Stand up, get a snack. But yeah, in some games, I imagine that...
I feel like this is the kind of start you want, where it's like, this turn 1, turn 2, you go champion.
Then turn 3, champion.
Lieutenant.
Yeah, you kind of need some piece of your opponent can't do the thing.
I think that, like, blue-white historically runs 1/4 of removal spell in path.
Well, yeah, they do. It also depends on how good humans is. Because if humans is very good, they have to run a diversified removal suite between Path, Oust, Supreme Verdict, all this other stuff. And they can't cheat on just running the 4 best cards.
I feel like we were quickly making it to turn 4.
Yeah, Ethan kind of had the right interaction in the right order.
Yeah.
So that does say Path, as in Path to Exile, the commonly played card.
It's also rough for humans because I feel like you run a decent chunk of 1-drops, and Archmage's Charm just kind of snags that right up.
They do. Stealing your what's it called? Champion.
Yeah. After it's got like 4 counters on it or something.
And then blocking, my goodness. Also, you only have 2 basics, so Ethan's paths are going to be very good. Fields of Ruin are going to turn to Wasteland pretty fast.
Better Wasteland?
Better Wasteland. Plus 3.
Yeah. There's a Noble into a Champion.
Yep. If you cast them off the wrong lands. But if he switches the order, he can actually do it. Because it's also better to cast the Champion first.
Okay.
So, well, here we are. Here comes a Arc. What's this thing called? A Meddling Mage. Maybe Aaron is the greatest player we've ever seen in our entire lives. And he made the Champion stay a 1/1 so that Ethan couldn't Archmage's Charm it, steal it, and block the Meddling Mage.
Like, yes, I guess.
Aaron is the greatest master the game has ever seen. Aaron once more did this, where he played a Blast Zone instead of a Tron piece on turn 2, so the Blast Zone had a counter for when his opponent Blood Mooned.
Yeah, but that wasn't relevant.
It wasn't relevant, but Aaron...
I don't think it meant to be anything either.
I asked him about it. He said he just didn't realize he had the other Tron piece in his hand. But I remain, Aaron is the greatest master we've ever seen in our entire time. That was the greatest play I've ever seen in Magic, and no one really noticed it.
I don't believe it, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, so if you're Ethan there, stealing the 2/2 with an Archmage's Charm and blocking, keeping your Teferi alive, being able to cast Path to Exile.
You have a 3/3 Meddling Mage when you're attacking, so it doesn't kill the mage.
Okay, maybe not.
But
still a very, very good play. So this is a Snapcaster Steal Your Mana Dork, which is... Ethan correctly assessing that Aaron only has 2 lands. Most players would like to have more.
Kind of. Yeah. I mean, you get to go, what's it called? Ride in the Mantis Rider.
Ride in the Mantis Rider.
I forgot his name. I couldn't remember it.
Here comes an attack for 6. Ethan doesn't have enough power to get a trade anywhere, so he might just have to eat this here.
Let's use another Archmage's Charm to steal this now 3/3 Champion of the Parish.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. Especially because you're running 4 Snapcasters. Those are humans.
You know what they are? I think I played against you and had your champions get bigger because you stole them.
I think so.
And then cast, what's it called? Yeah.
Sounds like something that would have happened with us.
Yeah. We played a lot of Magic. We haven't played those games in a really long time.
Yeah, you haven't had humans in a long time.
No, we haven't played like jamming games, just you and me. It's always been us watching stuff.
Yeah, like, I just haven't.
I feel like the Super Sunday series has been happening a lot. If there is a GP this year, I feel like we should do a gauntlet for it.
Yeah, well, I think that's the biggest thing.
We have to have something to prepare for.
Like, we were doing stuff really of large events that like we were going to.
I've heard grumblings that there's going to be an event here.
In like, what, August,
October? Yeah. I will do whatever I have to do.
There's some Warhammer events in August and October that I probably will go to.
Neat.
Yeah. So I'm excited for those.
All right. Second Thalia's Lieutenant here, meeting no resistance. Here comes attacks. This is kind of like, if you're Aaron, you want to believe in yourself and think that this attack is just going to work out. But you know, your opponent's playing blue, right? They have open mana. You have 2 lands. This can go really wrong in a lot of ways. So double Snapcaster, also looking at a path in hand for Ethan. Ethan kind of has his choice of how he cleans this up, I feel like. You clean it up by casting another opt. All right. So it might just be the couple small blocks.
If you go block, you can go verdict on your turn.
Yeah, I kind of realized that too. That
Or,
Ethan can't cast Path because of the meddling mage.
yeah.
Thank you.
I said verdict, right?
Mm-hmm. Verdict's still very good.
Yeah.
I was just wondering why Ethan opted instead of casting Path, and it is because it was a legal game action, and that's why he took it.
Yes.
So Aaron with a lot of cards stranded in hand here. Very unfortunate.
I'm guessing a lot of 3-drops.
Yeah, well, I think he's pretty much relegated to one spell a turn. And that's where Humans is at its worst. If you're trading one spell for one spell with almost any deck in the format, you're going to get blown out.
Does Meddling Mage read each player can't cast spells of that?
Just as the name card can't be cast. No reference to players at all.
Weird.
Yeah.
I guess it's an Alara card, so that kind of makes sense.
Why does that make sense? Because it's
old.
It's old.
Yeah. Cards like before a certain time don't reference weird things that like matter now.
So now it would say your opponents can't. I don't even know what it would say.
I think it'd be better if it said your opponents can't cast spells.
It would be much better,
yeah.
Especially because in the Humans mirror match, you have this weird choice between like doubling down on them or taking them out, and it is. I do not have the skill set to do that, so I usually just take them out.
Not able to double down.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna, try any of these shenanigans. All right, so Aaron picking up his third land on turn 11, just in the nick of time, ready to flood this board with mins. Does Ethan want to let this guy die? I don't know if Ethan has a choice. Looks like he has got a path. Sometimes letting Teferi bounce something, draw a card, and then die is just like the right move. Yeah. Also, you can Path to Exile this creature and keep it alive, shuffling away a champion of the parish that Aaron probably wasn't super jazzed about.
I don't think you want to keep it.
No.
I think Oust sometimes is good at forcing your opponent to draw a creature they don't want to redraw.
I specifically think that's what it is here. It's like, you have to draw this stupid 1/1 that I can steal with my spell again. Best of luck.
And you have to remake it big.
Yeah. And then I'll take it.
Yeah.
Because I'm a naughty boy. Here comes a General Kudro.
Kudro.
Not the matchup where Kudro shines. Or maybe it is. It'll let you push through the last points of damage, maybe.
How?
It gives creatures +1/+1.
Oh, okay, yes.
It's just a Lord.
Oh, you mean just for his Lord effect. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant he for some other reason he got to.
If you are sacking humans to take out shark tokens, I got some bad news for you, pal.
I thought that's what you meant, and I was like, I think the game is over then, Steven.
Yeah. Maybe if you can do it to exactly one shark token. But if you, you know what I mean? To push through the last point of damage. But otherwise, no, I don't think so. I'm a big fan of, in this matchup, I don't know what you want. I feel like you want Gaddock Teagues, Chalice of the Voids, Meddling Mage, all that jazz, just to keep your opponent from casting the spells that beat you.
Chalice on 1 is huge, I think.
I really
Teferi really just stops.
Ooh, Teferi does. I played humans. I mean, this is
Teferi's
a Thalia
better than Shark Typhoon
against an opponent who has several lands. And it's just going to eat a crypt command counterdraw. Aaron getting a little unfortunate. Didn't draw very many lands. Also hasn't seen any of the caverns.
No, there's 4 of them.
Yeah, typically the caverns let you force through humans against your opponents, but not now. Aaron, best guy in the world, just writing the things down. I wonder if he wanted to name Path again, or if he already had it written down and didn't want to bother.
Should name what, Cryptic or something?
Something else. So, Aaron here getting to realize
Field of Ruin time.
Field of Ruin is a wasteland.
Is that a guy reach Sanitarium?
I believe that's one of the window conditions that Ethan runs.
Oh, so it's just another wasteland.
Just another wasteland against an opponent with 3 lands on turn infinity. There is 5 power on the board, I will say, and you can't cast Path to Exile.
Does it always run Plains Island? I thought it ran Forest.
No, Force is bad.
But it casts Noble.
Humans is kind of goofy. The only green card in the deck is Noble.
Yeah, I know. But
the only red card is
it doesn't even run. Oh, Mantis Rider.
Mantis Rider. So you could be blue-white humans pretty safely, but you wouldn't get Kite Sail. I don't even know if Kudra's good. I think there's maybe an argument for running lands that produce mana.
What do you mean? Just normal colors?
Just normal, just the lands, and then playing Path to Exile, all the reasonable spells you can't cast.
You're not running all the dumb rainbow lands.
Yeah, because you still get Reflector Mage, all the good stuff. I think the 3 mana 3/2 3/1 that looks at it called PVDDR's card, I think is going to make a big splash in humans.
PVDR?
It's 3 mana, look at opponent's hand, exile a non-land card, and it costs 2 more to cast.
Okay.
I think it's actually very good.
Spellbinder.
Yeah, at least Spellbinder. I think Spellbinder is great. So Ethan suddenly at 14 entire points of life.
Timely reinforcements.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying,
okay.
like, one of those things, like, oh, God, I have to climb this hill again.
He's really going to find one of his verdicts pretty quickly.
I mean, pretty quickly. He has a Jace. Things are okay. Like, he can even take another hit. It's like, things aren't bad for...
You can't take another hit, you die.
No, I mean, he can another attack will not kill him. He has enough blockers.
Yes.
To be, like, get in the way of all this jazz.
I thought you meant, like, if he were to just not block, he'd be fine. I was like, no, he just dies.
No, he died. Death is fatal, actually. A lot of people don't realize that. All right, so Ethan looking at a handful of counterspells.
He has a path, too, which is huge.
Against 2 Cavern of Souls for Aaron, drawing him like a master. So this is a Meddling Mage. Respond with a Path to Exile for no value for poor Aaron.
Does suck.
Not drawing a card?
Like,
or not getting a land?
Not getting a land.
Yeah.
When you run out of lands and your opponent keeps casting paths, it feels so bad.
I don't know. Yeah.
Death Shadow, at its beginning of its iteration, ran 1 island, and like Path was just the worst card ever because it killed all your creatures and you got nothing out of it.
Aaron naming Timely Reinforcements with this Meddling Mage cannot be cast. What is the Silver Core Silencer going to do?
Name Cryptic Command.
All right, Path to Exile. I talked a lot of crap on Silver Core Silencer. Let's circle back here.
Okay.
Now let's assume for a second, you and I, you're playing a format where your opponent's going to play a lot of like dig spells. Like if you could name Ponder or Brainstorm.
So you like it in Legacy?
I like it there because if your opponent needs to find an answer to it, they have to like pay the life and let you draw a card to find the answer.
What if Modern turned back into like a combo format? Would you like it there?
Less than anything else, almost.
Oh really?
Yeah.
But like you just name like you name one of their chain spells, and then they lose 12 life.
God, I would love to believe that to be true. I just don't think that happens. Like, yeah.
You get to draw 4 cards, too.
It's cute to name, like, Paretic Ritual against Storm and just hope they have to cast it 5 times to win the game. Like, Manamorphose. I guess it's fine. It's precisely fine. But if the card is good enough that you need to name it, your opponent can probably still win after losing 3 life.
I guess so. What if you also have a Meddling Mage?
So I think that it's strongest when you have an abundance of these effects.
But like, you think you're playing a different deck then?
No, you're not. Humans has to be this deck, where you like try and like kick your opponent in the shin the right number of times to win the game.
Does Ethan have a Cryptic here? He doesn't. He's in a little bit of trouble.
Just a hair, just a skinch.
Sorry, I yawned.
All right, so
there's a fetch.
Yeah, Ethan, looking at 7 points of damage, elected to fetch to exactly 7. I'm guessing he's got some
Shark Typhoon to make a big boy.
A top tier daddy, Shark Typhoon, 7/7.
To make an 8/8. Oh, he didn't shock into the Holotron. Okay.
Did Ethan not attack?
Or did Aaron not attack?
Yeah.
I don't think he wanted to lose anything. Reflector Mages, I guess you're fine with losing.
He's felt like he's got the board locked up a little bit. That can make sense. Keeping your opponent off the path and timely.
I mean, your opponent can still cast Path. But you might... I don't know if they cast it on Silver Quill or on Meddling Mage.
What a fool he'd be if he cast it
twice.
twice.
There's a Verdict. How about that one?
What about Supreme Verdict?
I think that one might end the game.
Yeah. Well, at the very least, you get to force Aaron to shuffle. And Aaron hasn't seen a Mantis Rider here. Like, there's...
He had one earlier, right?
I don't believe so.
I thought he did.
It's narrow.
We were like... Humans.
Humans?
I'm not sure what to say about this deck.
It is.
You just get to, on your opponent's turn, cast this god dang Verdict.
So, Ethan demonstrating I can make a 4/4 to block if you attack with any of your nerds. Aaron's in a bad spot here. Sometimes when I was playing humans.
6/6.
Yeah, sometimes when I was playing humans, I'd be like, I don't have a good attack here, but if I don't attack, my deck can't win. Here comes an instant speed Supreme Verdict that actually gets all of Aaron's lands as well. He's shuffling all of those up. That's a pretty good verdict.
I was confused for a second.
Yeah, no, he died. Come for game 2. Ready to go. Ethan down to 6. Aaron starting off with an Aether Vial. Not eating a Force Negation out of Ethan. Pretty good start here.
It is very good. I mean, there's a spell snare, so this is the one turn where you can snag something, and it might just work incredibly.
I believe that was a cavern.
No, it looks like an unclaimed.
It is a cavern. It's an unclaimed cavern. So here comes...
I hate all the rainbow lands. They
Well,
all look the same.
They do look very similar. They do roughly the same thing. It's kind of weird.
Like, the only good one is Cavern, and you just run 14 Caverns if you could.
Yeah, you would. That'd be a really cool deck. All right, so here comes a Meddling Mage naming path.
It would actually be a really bad deck.
No, it wouldn't. If you played
It'd be bad for the format. Control couldn't exist.
Come on. Counterspell's going to be in Modern, dude. Calm down.
Yeah, and you couldn't counter any of it.
Wouldn't need to.
This is a much better start from Aaron.
Yeah, this is one of the starts where humans can actually win this game. So here's a Phantasmal image copying this. What's it going to name?
What's that one on? That's a path. I don't hate, like, Oust.
I don't hate Oust. I don't hate Verdict either.
What do you name?
Oust.
Yeah. There's a Kudrow.
General Kudrow.
Exile that.
Attack. Here's an attack for 4.
Through
4.
I forgot Kudrow gave +1/+1, and I forgot Noble gave a +1/+1.
Yeah. So this is actually a blistering start out of humans. Stranding a path in Ethan's hand.
Maybe an Oust even.
I hope so. All right, so here comes a big ol' attack. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hoo-wee. The hard part about this is this game is still very easy to lose.
Yeah, if this is Verdict happens this turn, the game might end.
Something I've realized after commenting on these things, I'm always rooting against blue-white. Yeah. I should be more impartial, but I want blue-white to lose real bad. Okay, both players who I think are playing equally valid decks will continue to play this game.
Elite Spellbinder. You probably take Path here.
Path only costs 2 more.
Yeah, but like...
At least you're slowing them down.
I guess Snap they can never cast again.
Yeah.
Because 4 mana to cast Snap plus another spell. So it's like minimum of 5 mana to cast Snap plus Path.
Yeah.
And if Snapcaster was a 4 mana 2/1 that did the same thing, I don't think I'd be able to play it.
No. I mean, you absolutely wouldn't, but... Alright, so here is a Thalia, which make this path cost a full 4 mana. Still probably not enough. Attack for 4.
Yeah.
Just a path. Aaron, excuse me. Their names are too similar.
Ethan and Aaron?
We shouldn't have paired them.
They don't have the same first
Ethan
letter.
and Aaron. They. If I mumble them, you could not tell which one I said. Aaron's searching up a basic plains. This cavern has let a lot of Aaron's permanents dodge Ethan's spell snare. Yeah, which Ethan's...
This spell snare, if there was no cavern, that card would have been the best card in this matchup.
Yeah, it would have gotten
I'm curious what Aaron's last card is. And why it's not like...
It would cost 1 mana, most likely. Or no, Aaron only has 1 mana up. He also has a cavern on 3, so there could be an end-of-turn shenanigans coming.
2-drop, I guess, yeah.
So I said I liked Elite Spellbinder. It wasn't very good right there.
No, it was fine, yeah. There's also a what's it called? Celestial Colonnade on the other side of the board, which is...
Gonna slow down all these attacks.
Also, you can make this Thalia 4/4.
Easy to do.
Do you think Aaron just has 2 lands in hand and just played one of them, and he's just gonna lose to that?
I do not know. A snap path on this Thalia picks up Aaron's last basic. Ethan, a little bit low on resources. It looks like a Teferi Flooded Strand, and I believe an Archmage's Charm in hand. Can't really see.
It is hard to tell sometimes.
The hand is face down on the table. You can't tell what the cards are when they do that. So no, it's a Spell Snare is his last card.
That's
so
right,
no Archmage's Charm. Unsummoned the Hierarch.
Unknown. Ooh, Verdict.
If this is it the last card of Verdict?
Yeah.
Okay, Ethan has, or not, excuse me, God, Aaron has drawn the Mantis Rider. I can see it in the hand. Here's a Mantis Rider. Love to go to combat and attack for 4 here. How do you feel about that?
We didn't plus your Teferi, so it can't do much, but...
We had to minus this Teferi to unsummon last turn.
That's fair.
Yeah, it wasn't like yeah. Cool, and Ethan, God damn it, Aaron is going to steal that game with humans. Here we are in Game 3 of the finals of our Super Sunday series. I don't know if I announced that prior to right now, but this is going to determine who the champion is.
This is the finals?
Yeah, loser has to change their name so that I don't get them mixed up anymore. Winner gets to remain being whoever they are.
You just have to swap names with them.
Your opponent gets your name, you get their name?
Makes it even better for you.
That's fair. Oh, one of them becomes Steven?
Yeah.
And I have to become one of them?
Yeah.
I'll do it. All right, so Aaron has the...
no cavern start.
No cavern either valve start.
Is this a spell snare? I'm hoping it's a spell snare.
It's going to be a mana leak. This...
you can't cast mana leak.
Why could you not cast mana leak?
I thought Thalia was resolved.
Yeah, you're going to mana leak a Thalia. Gosh. So this is a good spot for mana leak here. Oh, Path to Exile, even better.
So yeah, it did resolve. I was right.
You were right.
Okay, good.
Someone is having a street race outside of our house today.
Hope you enjoy.
Yeah. We'll let you know who wins.
It will not be me or Steven.
We're not racing. It's against the law. We'll go to prison. We don't want it.
What if we just say we're not racing?
Do you like cars?
No, not enough to know anything about.
I don't know anything about cars either. I'm not a car guy.
I could not tell you anything about them.
Aaron with an elite spellbinder. That guy's so good at binding spells.
In my mind, it was a timely spellbinder. I don't know why.
It is timely. So taking, looks like Teferi was immediately moved aside, but I think that was just
the Wog too.
I'm not taking the Teferi because it's already cost 5.
Interesting. Okay.
Can't cast Path, pal. It's gonna take you a while to get there.
No, you could just cast it. What?
What?
He has 2 extra mana.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. The Wog or the Teferi, I wouldn't hate taking. Getting it to 6 and 7 mana is a bit tricky.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Your opponent has a Teferi time.
I guess 6 mana board wipes are not nearly as good as what's it called?
So here's a meddling mage. Aaron has the choice to name the Oust that we know is in Aaron's hand.
Or the Wog.
Also, yeah. It says Wog. Neat. So Wrath of God is the named card. Aaron can, God dang it. Blue-white can clean up both of these creatures between Oust and Path here.
Is Teferi the next spell you cast or all spells you cast?
Until your next turn.
Sorcerers can be cast as instants. Because if that's the case, then you can go Oust Wog here and just win the game.
But it costs 5 mana.
No, why?
Because Oust is 1.
Oh, because Oust is 1 and Wog is another 1.
Yeah, because the times the amount the cards cost. Teferi Time Raveler
There's also just 3 meddling mages on the board now.
Next turn.
And I think he's named his hand.
Oust,
Path, Wog.
Yeah. This is if what's this deck called?
I guess the Teferi.
You can attack the Teferi down to 1. If humans is going to win this game, this is the way it's going to go, because this matchup's really hard unless you can name every card in their hand, and it seems like Aaron may have named every card in his hand. So there was a little bit of shenanigans here with casting a spell and also vialing in something. So this last Phantasmal Image had nothing to target, couldn't target the Spellbinder, or couldn't target the Meddling Mage, excuse me.
But it gets the Wog at least.
But it can also target a lot of stuff.
You have Wog and Oust.
So Path is cast, Oust can't be cast, and the Spellbinder has exiled the Wrath of God?
Yeah, you can minus the Teferi, you don't get to draw a card, but you get to kill a thing, but you lose your Teferi.
You do. So, I've said this a million times. I played humans a lot, and I think this matchup is really, really stressful because it feels like if you play exceptionally well, you can beat your opponent, where all your opponent has to do is cast their spells. I'm not saying Ethan doesn't have to try, but Wrath of God is very, very good here. You know?
Yes.
God, I guess I just don't like blue-white control.
I think you don't.
I just do. There we have years ago, I said it was like a pillar of the format, and it was a stupid deck, and I didn't want to play it. And I threw a fit about it. Turns out, I still think it's a very good deck. You should play it. I may secretly want you to lose. I'm sorry if that's the case.
Steven just doesn't like, I don't know, you don't hate other control decks. You just dislike blue-white control.
I like control decks. I mean, blue-white control is a very, very good deck. Maybe I just have a lot of internalized, I remember playing against the deck, and I'm just salty. I'm just like, ugh. Every one of these games won 1,000,000 turns. Hated it. Aaron's got 7 power on the board. A couple Planeswalkers. This is another thing. Your opponent's life total is relatively high. I don't know if you go after the life total or the Planeswalkers, because you can't clean up all the Planeswalkers here.
I think you have to clean up the Planeswalkers.
You might.
You have to take this 5 minutes, Fairy.
Yep. Looking at an Oust and an Opt in Ethan's hand.
I think you have to clean up these Planeswalkers.
I think you do too.
You go 3 there, 4 there.
It's tempting not to. It's tempting, because if you attack your opponent to 0, they die and you win.
But if they draw 40 cards, they win.
Yeah.
What's a Path?
It's a good pickup here. Opt straight to the bottom, knows you don't want it right away.
You have to Path the one that's on Oust, and then Oust one of the Spellbinders.
Yeah.
What about Oust is a sorcery? So he's doing this at a different pass? Okay.
Choosing a different route. 14 is quite a lot of life too.
This is 12 damage, or
10
damage.
How about 14? Well. It is now 14 damage. That's a pretty good draw.
Yeah. Especially because you can't cast Oust.
No. So there's a path to exile that Aaron doesn't know about. The path is fine here. It probably keeps you from dying.
Yeah, well, it does keep you from dying.
I mean, there's no... It probably keeps you from dying, assuming your opponent doesn't have shenanigans.
Also, Ethan not hitting all his land drops, which means this Wog and this Teferi
they're just very gone.
Yeah, they're very hard to find.
I think Elite Spellbinder is much, much better than Kite's Elf Rebooter for exactly this reason.
Yeah. For this matchup specifically?
For almost any matchup.
Snap Path is pretty big here. Oh, wait.
Is it putting Kudro exile the spell you target? Because that's a pretty cool line.
I saw Reflector Mage.
Did you?
But if it is Kudro, that is very good.
Oh, Reflector Mage. So he will still get a path trigger to prevent 4 damage. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Supreme Verdict still an easy out here. Good out here, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like a Monastery Mentor? Or is that a path? Is that a Monastery? Yeah, it is.
You can go Mentor, Path, Die.
Path, then Die. That's a good choice.
You can go... I don't think there's anything in hand.
It's missing these land drops is actually really... Yeah.
I think if he just made land drop, he wins the game. But he just wasn't able to.
Yep. Because this Wrath of God is
Because he would have cast Wrath of God this turn.
Yeah.
He's just not able to. Yeah, he'll pass, pretend he has spells to cast.
Oh, plenty of good stuff over here, bud.
A Timely, I guess, would have kept him alive. Timely plus Path.
Yeah. Aaron, the most reserved man in the continental United States, not putting in a Mantis Rider that he drew there.
Interesting.
It's a good play.
Yeah, you die no matter what. He has double Path plus block, but it just doesn't matter.
Path, yep. And then another path. Still die.
Yeah.
Well,
interesting.
Ethan almost dug out of the hole. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Congratulations to Aaron for winning our Super Sunday series. We'll see you next time.